Imagine a distant star system, light years away, where the cosmic ballet of stars, planets, and moons dances in a harmony familiar yet utterly alien to us. In the Avatar universe, Pandora is not just a setting. It is a world that embodies the intersection of science fiction and ecological mythos, a place that beckons us to reconsider what it means for a planet to be truly alive. Pandora exists in the Alpha Centauri star system, the closest stellar neighbor to Earth at approximately 4.37 light-years distance, then a complex trinary star arrangement that creates a sky unlike anything witnessed by human eyes. A massive gas giant named Polyphemus dominates Pandora's sky and gravitational influence, much as Jupiter looms in ours. Yet this world is far more than a mere moon. The celestial mechanics that allow Pandora to orbit Polyphemus place it in a unique habitable zone, a region where temperatures could allow liquid water, one of life's essential ingredients, to persist over geological time. This cosmic context sets the stage for the world's lush landscapes, its fierce storms, and its bioluminescent nights. Nature on Pandora thrives under star-felt sunlight and magnetic storms carved by Polyphemus' massive influence. Magnetic fields that flow from the parent gas giant interact with Pandora's environment, creating vivid auroras and electrical phenomena that energize the soil, air, and living organisms in ways recognizable yet fundamentally alien. Gravity on Pandora is approximately 80% of Earth's, enabling towering biota and vast flying creatures to evolve with wingspans and muscular strength beyond what Earth's gravity would permit, while the planet's atmospheric composition, dense with nitrogen but rich in carbon dioxide, is toxic to humans without proper life support, yet sustains Pandora's own complex web of life. Beyond the stars and gases, the seed of Pandora's storytelling ambition lies in the idea that a celestial body, while not sentient in a literal sense, can be depicted as a living, self-regulating system, a practice that echoes Earth's own Gaia hypothesis, wherein our biosphere maintains conditions favorable for life. This holistic view of world-building challenges both scientific expectation and human philosophy. Pandora's place in the sky under twin suns, with Polyphemus dominating the horizon, evokes not only the spectacle of galactic mechanics, but a sense of belonging to a larger cosmic ecology. Human explorers and corporations from Earth see Pandora as both a jewel of the cosmos and a mirror reflecting humanity's profound ecological debts back home. The visual spectacle of that world is matched only by the deep scientific curiosity it inspires. How could life adapt to an alien yet habitable world? Could its neural network of trees and creatures form a system of communication and maintenance? Could the shimmering forests and floating mountains be explained by complex electromagnetic forces? These questions are more than rhetorical. It suggests a universe where biological life and its environmental context are inseparable. This is the cosmic tapestry into which Pandora is woven, a living planet that begs for exploration, respect, and deep contemplation, demanding we reframe our definitions of life, ecosystems, and planetary identity. Pandora's ecosystem is not a random collection of alien plants and animals, but a deeply integrated, highly evolved biosphere shaped by millions of years of adaptation to a world defined by electromagnetic energy, reduced gravity, and intense biological interdependence. Unlike Earth, where evolution often favors competition and isolation, Pandora's life evolved toward connectivity, symbiosis, and neural cooperation, producing an ecosystem that functions as a single planetary organism. The planet's flora forms the structural backbone of this system, with towering trees, flexible vines, and photosynthetic organisms capable of converting not only sunlight, but also electromagnetic radiation into usable energy, allowing growth. On a scale far exceeding Earth's forests, these plants are not passive life forms. Their root systems interlock underground in vast electrochemical networks that transmit information, energy, and biological memory across entire regions, effectively forming the physical infrastructure of a planetary nervous system, animal life. Evolved alongside this botanical intelligence, developing six-limbed body plans for balance and strength in lower gravity, reinforced skeletal structures for climbing and flight, and highly efficient respiratory systems adapted to Pandora's dense atmosphere. Predators such as the Thanator represent the apex of evolutionary efficiency, designed not merely to kill, but to maintain population balance within ecosystems. While herbivores travel in herds that follow migratory patterns, guided by magnetic field fluctuations rather than seasonal weather alone, aerial species evolved immense wingspans and lightweight bone structures, exploiting thick air and reduced gravity to dominate vertical space, transforming the sky into a fully inhabited ecological layer. Bioluminescence evolved not as decoration, but as communication plants glowing in response to movement, animals signaling intent or danger through color shifts, an entire forest lighting up as information ripples through neural roots beneath the soil. This interconnected evolution extends to microbial life, which plays a critical role in recycling nutrients, regulating soil conductivity, maintaining atmospheric balance, ensuring that waste from one organism becomes fuel for another. Over time, this system produced not dominance by a single species, but equilibrium enforced by biological feedback loops that respond aggressively to disruption, whether natural or artificial. Pandora's evolution demonstrates an alternative biological paradigm, one where survival depends not on separation from nature, but complete integration into it, offering a stark contrast to human evolutionary history and presenting a vision of life where intelligence emerges collectively rather than individually. At the center of Pandora's living system stands the Na'vi, species whose biology, culture, and consciousness evolved not in opposition to their world, but in complete synchronization with it. Representing the most advanced expression of Pandora's planetary intelligence. Physically adapted to lower gravity and dense atmosphere, the Na'vi possess tall, slender bodies with powerful musculature, elongated limbs for climbing and balance, and highly efficient respiratory systems that allow prolonged exertion in thick air. While their most defining feature, the neural queue extending from their skulls, serves as a biological interface rather than a mere anatomical curiosity. This neural braid allows the Na'vi to form Sailu, a direct electrochemical bond with other living organisms, including animals, plants, and the neural root systems of sacred trees, enabling the exchange of sensory data, emotional states, and even memory fragments. Through this bond, the Na'vi do not merely ride animals or use plants. They share consciousness with them, dissolving the boundary between self and environment. Over generations, this biological capability shaped a culture built on reciprocity, restraint, and reverence rather than accumulation or domination, where hunting is conducted with ritual acknowledgement of life taken, and leadership is determined by wisdom and balance rather than force. The Tree of Voices and Tree of Souls function as biological archives, living repositories, where memories of the dead are preserved within Pandora's neural network, allowing ancestors to remain an active presence within society and guiding collective decision-making. Language, art, and spiritual practice among the Na'vi are inseparable from biology. Songs encode ecological knowledge, body paint, mirrors, neural patterns found in nature, and rituals reinforce alignment with Pandora's rhythms. Unlike human civilizations that externalize memory through writing and technology, Na'vi culture embeds history directly into the living world, creating a civilization where knowledge cannot be separated from ecosystem health. This evolutionary path produced not technological stagnation, as human observers often assume, but a deliberate equilibrium, one that rejects unchecked progress in favor of sustainability, resilience, and planetary harmony and understanding. The Na'vi, we are confronted with an alternative model of intelligence, where advancement is measured not by control over nature, but by the depth of connection to it. Human arrival on Pandora marks a collision between two fundamentally different worldviews. One that sees planets as living systems to be understood and protected, and another that views worlds as resource reservoirs to be measured, extracted, and consumed. By the mid-22nd century, Earth's ecological collapse, energy shortages, and economic desperation drive humanity outward, and Pandora becomes a focal point due to the presence of unobtainium, a rare superconductive mineral capable of revolutionizing energy production and sustaining Earth's failing infrastructure. Corporate and military interests establish fortified mining colonies, transforming sections of Pandora's surface into industrial zones filled with machinery, deforestation, and atmospheric pollution, disrupting magnetic fields and severing neural connections within the planetary biosphere. Advanced sensors map Pandora's ecosystems not to preserve them, but to optimize extraction efficiency, while human technology bulldozers, gunships, and orbital platforms introduces a form of violence the planet's biological systems have never encountered. Initial human scientific teams recognize Pandora's unique biological intelligence, but their findings are overshadowed by economic imperatives, creating internal conflict between understanding and exploitation. As neural root networks are destroyed and sacred sites such as the Tree of Souls are threatened, Pandora responds not passively but defensively, triggering biological countermeasures as ecosystems destabilize and wildlife behavior shifts from equilibrium to resistance. Predators migrate into human zones, storms intensify near mining operations, and electromagnetic disturbances interfere with human technology, suggesting that Pandora's biosphere actively resists disruption. The Na'vi, once maintaining balance through ritual and restraint, are forced into direct confrontation, uniting clans across regions through shared neural communication and ancestral guidance. This conflict is not merely military. It is existential, representing humanity's recurring historical pattern of sacrificing living systems for short-term survival. Pandora becomes a mirror held up to Earth's past, a reflection of colonial expansion, industrial exploitation, and ecological blindness, forcing humanity to confront whether technological superiority justifies planetary destruction. The struggle for Pandora is ultimately a struggle over values, extraction versus coexistence, dominance versus humility, and whether intelligence is defined by power or responsibility. Pandora's survival is not simply the outcome of conflict, but the affirmation of a deeper truth that a living world, when pushed to the brink, will respond in ways that transcend individual species and momentary power. In the aftermath of human defeat, Pandora begins the long process of healing. Its forests regrowing over scarred land, neural networks slowly reconnecting, and ecosystems rebalancing through mechanisms far older and wiser than industrial logic. The Na'vi emerge not as conquerors, but as guardians, reinforcing ancient laws that prioritize balance, memory, and restraint, while ensuring that the planetary consciousness of Ara remains undisturbed. Yet Pandora's story does not end in isolation. It stands as a warning and a lesson for humanity, demonstrating that technological advancement without ethical evolution leads only to collapse. The planet embodies a future humanity once possessed, and has since forgotten a relationship with nature rooted in belonging rather than ownership. Scientifically, Pandora challenges assumptions about intelligence, suggesting that cognition can exist at planetary scales, distributed across ecosystems rather than confined to brains. While philosophically, it forces a re-evaluation of progress, questioning whether mastery over nature is truly advancement. Pandora's resilience illustrates that life, when interconnected, becomes nearly impossible to erase, and that survival is strongest when shared. The final message of Pandora is not one of rejection but of invitation, an invitation to remember that worlds are not resources, ecosystems are not commodities, and intelligence carries responsibility. In Pandora, we see not an alien fantasy, but a reflection of what Earth once was, what it could still become, and what humanity must choose to protect if it hopes to endure among the stars.